All right, we're back with another great college football frenzy, and this is our college playoff edition. Although hilarious enough, I didn't from my last podcast. I forgot to end the live on my Instagram live, which luckily, obviously, we're not in that room, so it doesn't matter. But I don't know why I forget to do that over and over again. Big week.
You're too excited.
Not just because it's going to be 2025, which I can't believe it's 2025.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, P. Diddy said 10 years from now, will still be on top. I don't know. I think he's slipping around a lot. But anyway.
He might be on top, but it might be with another prisoner.
Somebody's. No, but I don't even know why that came up. You know how we do here on Football Frenzy. But my thing is, I said that only from the standpoint 2025. That's absurd. Like that,
Absurd.
Dave. I remember, meeting you at UConn, and I was like, man, this guy's a jerk. No, that never went through my mind. But no, I just remember meeting people, and now, heck, we're losing our friends, and in UConn's winning 9 games now again. Let's go! But there's so many fun things, and part of my voice today because I've been throwing up from this virus. But I cannot believe when you said 25 years in just this millennium, not let alone from where we came from. With when we graduated and whatnot.
Isn't that amazing? 25 years from the millennium. Now, do you remember? I know you do. Year 2000, when it was going to turn year 2000, we were all in New Orleans. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was very, very. That was a great time, dude.
That was a great. Think about the 2 standouts. Number 1, you had Bobby Bowden, and then you had Peter Warwick, and you had Michael Vick. Now that game was amazing.
And I think both. So it was Bobby Bowden versus
Beamer.
Beamer. Now, is Beamer still alive or no?
That's a great question. I don't know. I am not. I think I'm not.
It was Frank Beamer, right? I know his son's the coach of South Carolina.
Yeah.
He by the way, he's great. He did a great job at South Carolina.
Who's that?
Frank Beamer is still alive. He's 78 years strong.
Is
78 years strong.
Is that his son then that's coaching down there?
His son's the head coach of South Carolina.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, he's good.
That's terrific.
Good. He's good. Bobby Bowden. So we went to that game, and then down there that same week was
a great time down there.
Jay Carrier, Bobby Alfaro. My sister obviously was working down there.
Correct.
3 of my friends from high school. I think you might have met some. I don't remember. You might have met all of them. My buddy Nino. The 2 twins. I don't know if you remember the twins that I had that was friends with. There were 2 twins, blonde hair, from my high school. They were down. I don't know where they were. They might have been staying somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then who else was there? Let me think.
I don't know.
I think was that the whole crew. That might have been.
It might have been. It wasn't a big one.
It wasn't a huge group, but I do remember. Bobby was with us, and Jay Carrier, a rare appearance.
Yeah, I know. That he just comes in and then gone.
Jay Carrier was funny because
he's ghostly.
Yes, we would go to. He always wanted to go before he went out, and I don't know if you came. You probably came with us at least one of the times, but he always wanted to go to the casino. There was a casino there in it wasn't Hard Rock, but they had a casino. Oh, Harris.
What are you
And
talking about down there in New Orleans?
yeah. And they had a Harris Casino. They'd be like, "Yo, let's go to the casino,
Yeah.
make some quick money," and then we'll go out. I'm like, okay.
I love it.
Sometimes we made money, sometimes we lost money, but
Yeah.
yeah, and then there's some things we can't talk about that we did, but but it was, man, like I love Louisiana. I just
Bro,
love.
yeah, it's grimy, man. It's a good grimy, you know.
Now, did you ever work? I know you always worked, obviously, the Florida. Did you ever work? I know you did some West Coast camps. Did you ever work any Louisiana camps?
Yes.
You did.
Hmm.
You worked the Baton Rouge one?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It was a long time ago,
Yeah.
so I'm not 100% sure. But a matter of fact, I think I worked one with you. With yes, and then I worked another one with NCSA.
Oh, okay. And where was that one? New Orleans, maybe?
That was in New Orleans, but I don't know exactly where it was because they had sent me down there. And the only reason I remember it was it was kind of in the it was in the sticks now, and
Okay.
it was true New Orleans. It was like hardcore.
Was it
Uh,
Lutcher?
huh?
Was it in Lutcher?
Dude, I don't know, but all I do know is I had a whole bunch of amazing food
Oh,
that,
yes. Yes.
oh God, I went down there and I got all of everything they had, bro. And I'm telling you, the what's names, the crawfish look like lobsters, bro.
Oh, the crawfish are the greatest.
The crawfish looked like lobsters. It was a barn and it was beautiful. It was great. It was great. I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm hungry.
The crawfish is great. Thank goodness I already had a blueberry pie. Uh, yeah, I love Louisiana. I love Baton Rouge. I remember I represented a player. Fortunately, he didn't get in, but I represented a player who was out of. He had come to my camps. Actually, the same town as Jarvis Landry. They played high school together.
Oh, really?
It's called Lutcher, which is in. It's kind of in between New Orleans and Baton Rouge. It's right off the bayou. So
Okay.
you come in there, and every town. I don't know. Every town has their own ordinances, but you're allowed to have casinos. I think anywhere in Louisiana.
Anywhere in where you have enough money, that area.
Yeah, and they probably tax it. I don't know how it works exactly, but they. So I come to this. This is a small town. I mean, like it's like the high school is the central point of the town. And you come in and there's a gas station there, and the gas station has a really good chicken place, and then it has a next to it has a casino in the gas station. So it had like a casino, and I couldn't believe it. And then there was another gas station right next to it. The only two gas stations in town, and it had the same, a different restaurant, but it had a casino. So there
Mm.
were you could actually people were coming out of there
Yeah,
gambling in the
yeah,
casino
yeah.
at the gas station.
You don't know. You don't know what's going on. You're just like, all right.
I was shocked by that, but until we went into our trip to North Carolina this for Christmas, and we
Yeah,
pulled into a gas station in Virginia,
yeah.
and I'm walking through it, and they had like a little store in there, and I'm walking to the back, and I
Yeah.
see a handful of slots. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's a little casino in here? All right. Little
Dave.
casino right in there.
Yeah,
Real
man.
casino. Only like
Let's
5
go.
slots. Boom. You can make some money. You want to make some money quick? Boom.
That's a great thing. In that situation, you can only make money, like really, really good money, real quick. You shouldn't be able to lose money that quick because they don't necessarily have the games that you can lose money quick enough. But they
Quick
will
enough.
take something from you.
Oh, they'll take some from you. You're gonna lose.
Oh, they
I
always
didn't.
take something.
I didn't gamble in there because I just was like, I just saw it. I said, my money will be gone,
Yeah.
and then I'll be getting yelled at from the car, like, "What are you doing?" I'll be like, "Sorry." But anyway, so college football playoff.
Hey, let's go, baby.
So let's talk it. Let's pull up
Let's
our
rock it.
who's left. I know there's a game tonight.
Who's right? No, Penn
tonight.
State, Boise State, dude. That's gonna be
That's
this would
game,
be an
dude.
interesting one.
Penn State, Boise State.
Yeah, bro.
Um,
Out there in Arizona.
out there in Arizona, Penn State, Boise State. Well, I know who you're going to take because you're a Pennsylvania person. So you're taking Penn State.
I have plenty of reasons why I'm taking who I take.
Okay, so I'll tell you who I'm taking first, and then I'll let you go.
Yeah, I know who
I
you
am going to take, and you already know who I'm taking.
Yep.
I'm taking Boise because even though Boise is the what are they, the 9 seed,
Boise? No, they're 4.
4 seed,
Yeah.
and Penn State was the 9 seed, or yeah, Penn State was 9. So they're a 4 seed, and I think that Boise is going to run the ball, and I think that they're going to have a hard time handling Ginty. And Ginty ran wild against Oregon in their only loss, which was a close game, went down to the wire. And Ginty ran wild there. I don't think Penn State is as good as Oregon. I do think the only issue not the only issue, the issue that Boise could have is that Penn State could jam it down Boise's throat. And I don't know if at the what conference are they? Mountain West? No.
Um,
Is Boise Mountain West? Big 12? Big 12?
are you asking me?
Troy. Oh, Troy says Mountain West. Okay, so it must be Mountain West.
Oh, get it, son. It is Mountain West. It
Is
should
it
be.
Mountain West? It was Mountain West. So they went. The only loss was to them. But I worry that do they have the defensive lineman versus the Penn State size on the offensive line? Will that be an issue with a Big Ten offensive line? They handled it not very well against Oregon, meaning Oregon dropped a lot of points on them. So I wonder if that could be an issue. But I'm pulling for Boise. I love to see Boise win. I think they have the best player in the country. And after watching the bowl game, I know that Colorado, maybe they weren't taking the game as seriously as they should. But to me, Ashton Ginty is the best player in the country all the way through, even though Travis Hunter could do more playing both sides of the ball. Travis Hunter won the Heisman. Travis Hunter had 2 catches against who did they play in their bowl game?
What are you talking about? I'm sorry, man.
BYU.
So much stuff in my head.
Yeah. Travis Hunter had 2 catches against BYU.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, and you know,
So,
anyway.
yeah. So you're still mad that Ashton didn't win the Heisman.
Yeah, I think I'm mad about it. I think I'm mad.
Okay. Hey, I respect your honesty. Here's my thing, though. This is the first time in a long time that a quarterback didn't win it. I think I truly believe this actually turned out the way it should have been. I think Genty, if he played in a better conference, now this is a reason why some cats may transfer, with transfer portal stuff.
Right.
Because if Genty would have done this in the SEC or any other major conference, I think he'll walk away with this one hands down. Like, he deserved it. But so did Travis Hunter, because you love Travis Hunter too.
I do.
Yeah. So I don't think there was a right or wrong here. I think there was just a little bit better of a choice that Travis Hunter, Colorado, they go into over into the conference, like take a whole team over there, and from Jackson State, and they go and ball. Man, that was a lot of fun to see, and I don't know. I think it was a good choice.
Penn State. What about Penn State? So Penn State versus Boise.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Well, okay, here's what I'm doing with this one, bro. I think Penn State wins this game. I don't think that that Boise State has ever faced linebackers. So to your point, what you were saying, yeah, Oregon and everything like that, with Boise State and Oregon, that I just think that Penn State is such a better matchup for Boise. Now, here's the big deal for both teams. Like, I think Penn State, they need to make sure they keep Boise State in second, third, and longs. Penn State has been doing a really good job of that. Like this last week, I think they held, 0 for 9 on third down conversions. Crazy. But if Boise State gets ahead on first down and second down, and now they can feed that rock to Genty, I think they're going to wear Penn State out. But I'm taking Penn State on this one. I think they have the speed and the toughness. They have to be great tacklers, though, Shu. If Penn State does not tackle well, they are going to get worn down, throughout the game.
I think I think the question too will be, is Boise's quarterback good enough
Mm,
to win the game if they shut if they control. I don't think you're shutting down Ginty, but if you control Ginty, right? 25 carries, 100 yards is a win for Penn State. You know what I mean? 25 carries for 160, Penn State's losing that game, right? So because
yes.
if Ginty's averaging 4 yards a carry, I don't think Boise is going to win the game. I think if he's averaging 6+ a carry, I think that Penn State's going to be in trouble. That means that he's getting a lot of first downs on his runs.
Yes.
They're getting short, second and 4, second and 3s,
Yeah.
and they're in trouble there, and that opens up your play action game. So the thing about Penn State, and obviously, I think this is the most difficult thing. All of James Franklin's teams, he wins games,
Yeah.
but like
Big
you
State.
never watch them and say, "Oh wow, they're just the greatest." Like they're not like convincing all the time. But he does win. I mean, what is the record? They 11-2, 12-2. So I mean,
Yeah.
and every year he's something like that, right? So he wins a lot of ball games, but you're always like, it's never convincing. And then they've struggled in some of the biggest games, and
That's my issue with them. I agree.
they've struggled in some of the biggest games. It it could simply be things haven't gone their way. It could be decision making. We're not
Mhm.
we don't know. Unless I watched every game, which I don't. I don't watch every game to know the ins and outs and that. Um, but I think I guess the knock on Penn State is they haven't won the big game yet. This will be
Yeah.
their opportunity. They win this, they go to the semifinals. Whoever wins this going to semifinals. Um, and I, I'm going Boise. You're going Penn State. Um,
Mhm.
the winner gets to buy the other person a glass of water. Big bucks on the college football price.
Hey,
We're throwing it around there, or Dunkin' Donuts. Um, and
where do you want to go next?
okay, so then tomorrow the game. I think that's the only game tonight, right?
It is, yes.
Then tomorrow the early game is Arizona State, Texas.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Um, you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Why am I frozen? You go first while I unfreeze.
Okay.
I go.
Well, I in my opinion, right here, right now, uh, obviously, I think that Texas needs to come out and put their long tradition on the line there and come out with extreme confidence, possibly, some people might say arrogance. They need to do that with Arizona State. They don't want Arizona State to get that little running back. Goodness gracious, I can't think of his name. But anyway,
Arizona State, Scattaboo, Cam Scattaboo.
yeah,
I
man.
like him, boy.
Dude, I love him, Shu, and they cannot allow that little guy to get off, because I think that team really feeds off of him, and as they feed him, and they cannot Arizona State. I'm sorry, Arizona State has to get that get started. Texas cannot let him get started because I think if that's the case, man, Texas is in for a long day. I think Texas is the better team though, and I think they'll pull it out.
I think this is going to be won by Texas, but I do think there's one thing. I think this similar game to Boise State in the sense that Scadaboo is a
Yeah,
physical back, uh, surprisingly elusive for a guy that's like he's wide and like a
yeah.
thick back for a shorter guy, um, and he's going to pound on you. I mean, I think he may pound on you more than Ginty because Ginty's a little more elusive, and Ginty might be a little bit faster, so he gets to the Opies to score. Whereas this guy is going to beat you up,
Yeah.
and he has the elusiveness, but I don't think he's like a 4-4 guy. And he just beats up line. He's so low to the ground.
He's like a pinball. Like
Yeah,
he doesn't mind bing 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 bing. And he actually breaks the sticks. You know what I mean? Because he's so just thick and what he does, they can Texas cannot let him get started, but Arizona State needs him to get started. And I agree with you with everything.
Arizona State's cocky, which I like about them. Like
Yeah.
they're very Their coach is very what's his name? It starts with a D.
No,
Um, I don't know, but
okay.
what the heck's his name? Coach of Arizona State.
I'm
I'll
trying to get it right now.
Yeah, pull that up. I can't believe it's slipping my mind. That must be either age or
Kenny Dillingham.
Dillingham. Yeah, young guy. Okay, really young guy. Fast riser. I believe he was at Georgia before he came there. Scadaboo, the running back, is 5'11", 215. The head coach, the kids on the Arizona State are a reflection of the head coach. Head coach is confident, cocky. So is the players on this team. And Scadaboo is a stud, averaging 6 yards a carry, 263 carries, 1,568 yards, 19 touchdowns. The only back in the country that was more impressive is Ginty.
Right.
So
But
it's the same thing. If they can't handle him, Texas, this is
yep.
gonna be a long night.
No, I'm
I just
with
think
you.
Texas has too many weapons. I don't think
Yeah,
Arizona State can overcome that.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Now
got me?
you know what I hear you. You know what the other question is? Does does Arch Manning go into the portal because the word is that Quinn Ewers is going to come back? And the word is that Bill Belichick is offering $10 million to both of them, meaning whoever decides to stay at Texas is obviously going to be the starter. And whoever is squeezed out, come to North Carolina, I'll give you $10 million a year. Yes.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Call Bill, man. Can you still throw?
I serious. I mean, I can.
Stand there and chuck
Yeah,
it?
I can throw it somewhere.
We probably could find another year. The way the eligibility is, we could probably find another year of eligibility.
Hey, how funny was that one meme I sent you when they were doing the like Monday Night Football,
Oh,
and you know
hilarious.
how we always say, "Oh yeah, Shane Stafford, quarterback, UConn," but
Yes.
this one said, "Oh, Shane Stafford, quarterback, Lehigh University, uh, Cal State, North Texas, Western. Uh, I went to Minnesota State University, and then JUCO, and then
Yes.
go Buckeyes."
Yeah, exactly. That dude. That was hilarious. It's so true, dude. They're all going to be like 9,000 colleges. I don't know how you get your degree either when you do all that, but I don't know that the objective is to get your degree per se.
Well,
But I
well,
don't.
no, that's not the objective, but
Yeah, I don't
um,
know. I don't know. But let's see, Arch Manning's message. Let me think here.
That's
Okay, Arch Manning. Arch Manning says. Arch Manning. I was just curious to see if Arch Manning. Arch Manning says he's not going anywhere in a video. Arch Manning ain't going anywhere per Arch Manning. Okay. So he's gonna stay at Texas. Yeah, you know why? Because when Belichick offered that to Quinn Ewers and Arch, one of them old Texas guys with a big old hat came over and said, or maybe it was Matthew McConaughey, who I made a
naked.
video where I posted it said I call him Coach McConaughey because he's always on the field. I call him Coach McConaughey. Like here's Coach McConaughey. Coach McConaughey congratulating the players after the game. Like he's always like, great job. You know, like I call him Coach McConaughey. You know, but it's maybe Matthew McConaughey said, "All right, Arch, what will it take to not let you go to North Carolina?" And he says, "I don't know. Bill offered me $10 million. All right, I'll give you 11. What you
Dude,
say?"
crazy, man. These kids are making money off of nothing. Like
Nothing.
nothing.
I mean,
Just
listen, Arch is great. He gets in there a little bit here and there, but he basically is making. I mean, the amount of plays he's actually played, he's probably making like $100,000 a play. You know, right now until he becomes a starter, and then the pressure will be on. Obviously, Cam. What's his name again? Troy Quinn. Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers. That's what I go to, by the way, for my encyclopedia players.
I noticed that now.
Oh yeah,
I
he knows them
noticed.
all.
Yeah.
He knows them all. Right? Right, Troy? I'm curious. Troy, let me ask you this question. Does Texas have another backup besides him? Who is it? Oh, okay. All right. You're not that good yet. It used to be Malik Murphy, who went to Duke. He was the Duke quarterback this year. But it's yeah, I think Texas is going to have too much. And I think if Quinn Ewers is
Yes.
struggling, I think they will. I think they will in this game. If Quinn Ewers does struggle, I think I think they will go to Arch Manning because they've done it a couple times in spots.
Mhm.
Arch Manning also can run. Like they kind of
Yeah.
use right now. They use him a little bit like Tebow. Like they used to use Tebow.
Yeah.
But um, but yeah, I think Texas is just going to have too much. All right, next game. You have anything else you want to say about it?
No. I'm with you. I totally agree. I think Arch Manning might be able to do something.
He might get in there. All right, this is the next game. Is the next two games are the two big games, are the most exciting games. Oregon #1 seed versus Ohio State.
Yeah.
I'll let you go
This
first.
this is an go ahead.
I'll let you go first.
Oh, I was gonna say this one is interesting because, in my opinion, I don't have much to say about it other than this. I think the winner of this game is going to be the winner of the national championship. I think obviously Oregon, you always have to be aware of their speed. You got to contain the edges. You got to make sure that you don't allow them to dictate sticks. Kind of like what I was saying with Penn State and Boise State. If Boise State wants to win, Oregon, what they need to do is stay in front of the stick so Ohio State can't bring all that crazy pressure and different things and get them behind. I do believe that, just in my opinion, where is this game even being played? Shoot, this is
Um,
why do I not know that?
Rose Bowl.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, it's West Coast, which will be
Yes,
Ohio State will travel well though, so it'll be
they
more.
always do.
Yeah, it'll
And
be.
but that was, I knew there was a little hiccup in everything I was saying, but that was the one thing that concerned me, was the fact that they got to go out there. But I think they'll be okay. They travel well, like you said. They will always travel well, and they've won some huge victories at the Rose Bowl. When one of them being when they beat wasn't it Miami? Was that on that one play? I don't know. But I think I might have to go with Ohio State here, brother. I just don't see Oregon. I just don't see it.
You don't like Oregon, really? So Oregon is undefeated.
They are.
They are undefeated. I think Oregon's quarterback Dylan Gabriel was the best quarterback in the country. Um, I think Ohio State's quarterback is very good, but struggled against Michigan, which I thought was eye opening. The way
Mm,
Michigan got after them in that game, and I think that's I think the
no, honestly.
combination of Chip Kelly with Ryan Day in that offense, they wanna be able to throw the ball. They could run the ball if necessary. I don't think they handle a team that can get after them very well. And Michigan showed that. Now, I don't know if it was an anomaly. They went and crushed the team they played last week. But to
Hmm.
me, Oregon's been the best team in the country the whole time, and I
Sure.
don't see that changing. Um, uh, this game, Ohio State has the greatest potential to score. But Dylan Gabriel at quarterback can run and throw. I'm trying to pull up so I have his actual stats. Um, I'm curious to Ohio State quarterback stats. Ohio State quarterback this year is, let's see, we got it's Will Howard. So Will Howard. Let's see what he's throwing for this year. I want to see his stats for the season. Okay, so Will Howard's stats. He's thrown for 3,171 yards,
Yep.
29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, I believe. No, I'm sorry,
I see 9.
nine interceptions, 7 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
And yeah, 9 interceptions.
Passer rating 173, and then his completion percentage 74, like 73. Man.
Unbelievable. Against Michigan, he was 19 for 33, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 175 yards passing.
Yeah.
That was let's the other game they lost, which was they lost to Oregon earlier in the year.
Yeah. It was the very first game of the year
Well,
at
I think
Oregon.
maybe their first game. Oregon already had played Boise. 28 for 35, zero interceptions, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Bald.
He balled. Oregon just
Yeah.
out
That one was
outclassed.
up there at Oregon. Hmm.
I'm curious that Dylan Gabriel in that last game, their quarterback, Dylan Gabriel stats are. Let's see here.
Hey, what day was that Oregon um, Ohio State game played on?
It was in September. Oh, where?
Yeah, no, when?
It was in September, I think.
I'm seeing like two different.
So Dylan Gabriel against. Let's see. Overall,
Who?
he was 73% passing, 3,558 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Almost
Who's that?
identical.
Who's that?
That's the Oregon quarterback.
Oh, okay.
And rushed for, let's see, do I get his rushing stats? Ran for 7 touchdowns as well.
Mhm.
It's almost similar statistics to Will Howard.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to pull up all his game log here for the year. Let me see. All right, against Ohio State, Oh, that was October 12th. Against Ohio State, he was 23 for 34, 341, 2 touchdowns, and rushed for a touchdown. Both had great games in that game.
Wow. Yeah.
That was that was a shootout. Um, Tough. Can you? It's harder to beat a team a second time. There's no doubt about that.
Sure. But hey, it's yeah. Everybody says that. Yeah. There's no doubt. But unless you're just the better team, I remember. Granted, it's high school basketball, but we swept Reading High School. We were moved out from the hood to the suburbs. Ended up beating them the first game at their place, beating them the second game at our place. So then we played for the county championship, and everybody's talking about how hard it is to beat somebody a third time. And we beat them a third time. So then we had to play them again for
States.
no district to get into the district finals. End up beating them then too. So point is, it happens. You just got to stay focused, stay grounded, and understand that changes need to be made sometimes. But like my voice right now. But point is, I don't believe in all that other crap. You can beat somebody if you're better than somebody.
I think this game comes down to um, the big play players. So Oregon's big
Ah,
play players: Tez Johnson. Ohio State's is the freshman Jeremiah Smith. Running back for Oregon is fantastic. Jordan James.
mm.
Ohio State has an excellent running back. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. Um, who's Oregon State's? I mean Ohio State's. Who? Oh, Judkins. Oh, Judkins. Yeah, Judkins.
James Breck.
Yeah.
Oh, Keyshawn Judkins.
Yes. So they have an excellent running back. So both teams are kind of almost very identical in their makeup. You know what I mean? It's really going to come down who plays better. I think the team that's been the best is going to stay the best, and I'm going with Oregon. You?
Let's go Bucks.
You're going. All right. You love the Big Ten, boy. Jeez.
No, I don't. I just think it's better. Well, Oregon's part of the Big Ten now. No.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You're right.
Pump the brakes.
I
Yeah,
got to.
that's how crazy this world is now.
The Oregon's make believe Big Ten.
Yeah.
Um, well, hopefully the SEC stays intact, so I don't have to hear. Oh yeah, a Big Ten matchup between Georgia and Alabama. Ugh, I'll throw up. All right, final game. Georgia versus Notre Dame.
Yeah, man. I like this one. This is a crazy matchup right here. I think this is probably like out of all the matchups, this is probably the one that only has some kind of a little bit of like maybe history with recruiting or whatever. I don't think much on the field because I just don't see Notre Dame ever playing a school like Georgia because it's they're in the sticks, man.
Notre
Jacob.
Dame is in the sticks, or
No,
Georgia?
I'm saying Georgia. That true hardcore like Georgia. Just how Georgia is perceived to be the dirty kind of a deal.
Have you been to the University of Georgia ever?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh, you've been there. Great. Have you gone? Did you ever get to go out downtown there? No.
No, I didn't go to Athens like that. No, I just went to as I was driving through, had a chance to kind of review it and look at it.
It's big. It's big.
It's huge,
It's
a lot of
big.
money, man.
How about Notre Dame? You ever been to Notre Dame?
That's one place I have not. No.
I've been there one time. I went to when I was an agent. We were recruiting a couple of players from Notre Dame. and we went to a game. And this was in the old. Now they have a new stadium. They put a new stadium there, but it was the old stadium. And I had to say, it's interesting. You come in there, they're really like Notre Dame is not a big campus. I don't know. It's not like that huge. They have a
Yeah.
hotel right across the street from the stadium, and we went in there to like go to the bathroom or whatever
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
everyone's tailgating out front of the stadium right on campus. And that hotel is when I went in there, it was literally it was a who's who of Notre Dame alumni. I was shocked in the sense that you run into people that like I remember we were in Florida State. I remember we I don't know if you were in a car with me, but we were up in the place you would get us into the varsity club or
You said
whatever.
Carmi?
No, no, when we were at Florida State,
Oh
you
yeah.
you would get us up into the varsity club,
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
and that was obviously a who's who, right? And
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember, but I expected that to kind of be a who's who because it was in the varsity club. Um, but when I went to the hotel, I wasn't expecting that. And
Yeah.
you're literally, it's so crowded in the lobby of the hotel,
Mm.
and all the alumni are in there and donors. And you're like, literally bang, like, oh, I just banged
Yes.
into like Tim Brown. Oh, I just
Yeah.
banged, like,
Yeah.
like, like you're going to the bathroom, and it's like you're, like all these fantastic players are there.
Yeah.
And then some of them are getting driven around on carts. You know what I mean? Like
Sure. Yeah.
it's such a storied place. Like when you're really there, you're like, wow. I
Yeah.
I kind of I get it now. Like I get it why this place is. It really is. South Bend is like out of nowhere, and the university's there, and all the famous things about the university.
Yeah.
The grotto, the chapel, all those things are there. Touchdown Jesus,
Oh, absolutely.
and you're there, and it's all right in front of you, all in the same area.
Hmm.
But what was most interesting, Shane, was when we went to watch the game. We go up to our seats, and
Yeah.
we weren't all the way at the top, but there's no bad seat. There was no bad seat in the stadium. But you're going up, and we're
Because
probably
they have like the high school bench type of, in the way it's like gladiator esque.
yes, that's exactly right. So now I don't know if the new stadium's like that, but that's how the old stadium was. And they wrote you really had like it'd say like 23 was your number, let's say, your seat.
Right.
And you're thinking, oh, 24 will be like at least a couple of butt cheeks down. No, 24 was literally half a foot next to 23. And you're like, how the fuck are we supposed to sit next to each other? And I'm there with Dan Smith. We're like this next to each other,
Yeah.
like sitting on the seat. And you couldn't go to the bathroom
Right.
because half the people are standing in the aisle watching the game, literally in the aisle. And then the halftime, when you got out of there, well, it's one of the funniest things. Like halftime, and then we're walking around. We go to the bathroom at halftime. And we're like, "Do you want to go back up there?" I'm like, "Hell, fucking no! I don't want to go up there. No fucking way." I mean, it's an amazing view, but like everyone's like a sardine.
Yeah.
So what we do is we try to go to the press box and get in the press box. We used to be able to get a press box because of our like sometimes because of
Yeah.
our agent. We show our agent stuff a license, and we go up there,
Yeah.
and we were able to get through, and we hung out in the press box the whole entire the rest of
Right.
the game, which was great, by the way. Plenty of space. But, everyone's up there talking to you, like they don't know you don't belong. You no idea.
Hey, just fake it till you make it, man. You're good. Hey,
Listen,
so
Dan Smith was the master when we would go to these games to meet players. Dude, he would get us in
he knows.
every side door. Like when we have to parking passes, he taught me the trick. He's like, just show your age pass. He's like that your agent license because the guy who's like making like $15 an hour, like parking people, he don't have time to waste like arguing with you.
Especially in the dark.
he's like, oh yeah, it's like, hey, I'm seeing so and so player, which we were seeing, whatever one of the star players,
Right.
and he's like, oh yeah, and they would usually put us right up in the front parking, get great parking, I miss those days, get great parking, and you get right up to the front, you get right into the press box, you.
Hey,
Now, there's some people that wouldn't let you.
this is
Sometimes they
live,
wouldn't let you.
right?
What?
This is live.
Of course, it was great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, this is what makes life interesting. I,
No, I love it. I just don't want you to get yourself into trouble.
why we would go with anywhere, and there were a lot of uh the people associated with the game that wanted the agents to be looking at their players, because everyone was looking at the top guys, right? But
Yeah,
there are other guys that are coming out, so they want agents to be seeing all their players. You know what I mean? They want to know who you're
right.
there to see. But yeah,
Yeah,
you used to be able to get in a lot of places. So
that makes total sense, bro. Because whatever way or however you can market your client, that's what you need to do. And as long as it's got a good foundation and firm, yeah,
no doubt. Okay, so anyway, going forward,
yeah.
Notre Dame versus Georgia. The last time I remember this game being played was when Herschel Walker in a national championship against
Oh,
Notre Dame. What was the running back? He was a freshman, and they beat Notre Dame for the national championship. I was a Georgia fan back then, a huge Georgia fan. I am not as big a Georgia fan anymore, but uh, it's hard for me to pick against them. But I think without their quarterback playing Georgia, Carson Beck, I think that Notre Dame has the better quarterback. I think they have the better running back. I can't believe this. I'm saying this. I think they might have a better team than Georgia.
mm.
Hopefully I'm not fooled by the crappy teams that Notre Dame plays during the season. But I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Man, that was a way to CYA, bro. Way to CYA. Do you hear me?
Yeah, what am I CYA in?
Oh, well, everything you said, you're like, well, yeah, normally I would do this, but I'm gonna go here. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, no doubt.
I am just messing with you. No, but in all seriousness, I'm gonna go with I think this hurts. I might have to go with Notre Dame just because of the point you made with Beck. I What are your thoughts? Like how do you think they can get by with Beck? Like if the backup takes care of
I
the football
watched the
team just
backup in the SEC
yeah.
championship game. I am frozen, by the way, so I'm
You
not
are
pulling a
okay.
magic trick.
No, no worries. The reason I ask
I
if
thought the running back at ETN took over that game, and that's why
mm,
they won. I don't think the backup quarterback, was anything phenomenal. I'll leave it at
how
that. I'll let you talk you up the full screen in a second until I come right
no,
back.
you're good. The only reason I ask that is because if I think to your comment that you said Notre Dame has the better football team, I was going to go with that same reason why I think Georgia can still win this game because I think Georgia has a deeper team, and if that backup quarterback doesn't do dumb things with the football and understands it's all about giving yourself a chance in the fourth quarter, I'm going to go with Georgia, man. I'm going to take Georgia by like two.
Take Georgia. Okay. All right. So there's our picks. So summary. You took Penn State, Texas, Ohio State, Georgia. I took Boise, Texas, Oregon, Notre Dame. So the only one that we have in common is Texas,
Yeah,
which means
yeah.
which means one of us is going to be the winner.
That's why I did what I did.
So because three different ones, one of us is going to win. I'm curious.
Hey, hey, we should have a shoot. We should do some. Hey, we should do some kind of voting or whatever for any listeners that want to get involved and you know
I'll post it on the YouTube. I'll post a poll
or on
today.
Instagram or whatever.
I'll post it. I did that for the early rounds,
Yeah.
and I'll post that. Oh, yeah, I'll post that up there and see what they.
So I got because I wanted to try and do something to have a tiebreaker. So the one we have in common is Texas.
Yeah, if you win two and I win one, you win. If I you're so whoever there's three other teams, so it's odd number.
Yep.
So whoever wins more of the games is going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. This will be fun, man.
And you get a glass of water if you win.
And what we do is we'll give a donation to,
Bleeding blue,
huh?
bleeding blue.
Well,
St. Jude,
our
bleeding blue.
favorite foundation,
My favorite foundation is
the shoe.
the shoe foundation. No, my favorite foundation is the St. Jude.
Okay.
St. Jude.
So I got
Children.
a question for you. What are you coming on? No, you don't go on that show tonight then at all.
What show's that?
The one that Cully and I do later.
No, he wanted to come on today,
Oh shoot.
but I forgot, and I figured you guys could use a break from each other.
No, we're good.
Okay. So
I don't know. He's different.
he's a different cat.
Um, but what where are we going next, man? What are we talking about, man?
I think that's what we had to cover today. I
I
think
think
we're
yeah.
good. Unless you have another topic.
Nah, I think we're good, bro.
I think we're good for today, and then next week we'll come back with some new stuff. But might be playoffs, might be
Yeah.
playoffs. Oh no, it's college football friends. Actually, next week I'd like to talk recruiting, so we could talk
Doesn't
recruiting.
work.
Yeah, next week we should talk recruiting because that's going to be going crazy. Oh, it'll be the national championship, and we should talk recruiting because that's
Yeah.
going crazy. So, um, but yeah, that's pretty much
Okay.
it. Have
So
a
all right.
happy New Year. What do you got planned?
Me, I'm gonna go link up with my. So my mom went up. Well, here's what happened. This is why my voice is so. So my mom went up to PA with her husband Paul on for Christmas. Apparently, there's some kind of crazy virus going on.
Bird
Like
flu? The bird
stomach
flu.
virus,
Oh, okay.
some kind of virus. And dude, it without getting too graphic. So my mom calls me up after I get done working over at Harris Teeter. So she said, "Hey, can you get me a whole bunch of stuff?" I go get her a whole bunch of stuff because she's like, "I haven't like eaten, take the dog out, and all that stuff." I used the bathroom. Shoot, at 3 in the morning that night, I was throwing my guts everywhere, dude. And
Wow.
then and from 3 a.m. till about 11 a.m. And then again, it happened again at like 8 p.m. until about 3 a.m. And then it cut off for a minute. And I tried to go back into work, and then I threw up one more time. And then I just had the bookies, bro. It sounded like the way I went to the bathroom for the last 3 days. It sounded like I just opened up a gallon jug of water and just turned it over.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad, dude.
That's crazy.
It's bad.
Uh,
Anyway, sorry to bore you.
no, it's
Um,
not boring.
but-
It's interesting because
so that's kind of what happened there with Cully and I, just misunderstanding too.
Oh, because you weren't feeling well.
Oh, I was feeling awful.
I had a weird uh, thing where I wasn't feeling bad, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, it was like a peeing out of my you know what, and I
Mm.
was like, "What's going on here?" Then the next day, I didn't have to go to the bathroom at all, and then the following day, it seemed like I was all right. I didn't. That was weird. That was 2 days ago. I was like, "What's going on?" But
Yeah, that's when it was going around. I guess the last week or so. It's been
well, there's
bad,
supposed to be
man.
a bird flu going around. I don't know what that is, and
Maybe that's what I did have. I don't know.
yeah, I heard that that's respiratory related though too.
No, that's not me then.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. You might just have regular flu.
No, so like I was saying though, it's there's this stomach virus going on, and it's all over the place. Um, and so, like I said, my mom went with her husband up to PA. There were like 3 or 4 people that didn't know that they had it. Ended up getting sicker at the whole, Christmas party,
Right.
and transferred it to them. And then, my mom, her husband, when they came down, and I was trying to help them with getting water, getting different things for them to drink, for them to stay hydrated. um, that next day, I was just sicker and sick. Bro, I haven't eaten a full meal in 4 days.
Oh my god. So I wish we getting skinny.
Eh,
uh,
I wish. We don't have good genes here with all this fast food stuff you eat when you're young.
yeah, I guess. Although now you can get that Ozempic.
What's that?
You know what Ozempic is? People take that pill that helps them lose weight. You
Is it
never
worth
heard
it?
about that?
Is it worth it?
I don't know if it's worth it. That's the debate. That's the debate. But people are taking it left and right. I mean, and it works. And
Yeah.
there are some claim it's a super drug, and then I don't know. I always ask like, what is the potential downside of that drug? If you lose weight,
Hey, so what else you want to get into? Anything?
no, I'm good, man.
We're ready to
Good.
roll?
Yeah, I'm ready to roll.
All right.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
because
take a
my,
nap.
my sister's actually down here in the
Oh,
area with, oh, Jalen had a kid. Did you see that?
no, I did not.
Yeah, Jalen had a little boy. Jalen's the middle kid, my middle nephew.
Got it.
So you had Shane, Jalen, Jayana, and
Yes.
Shane's in jail,
Okay.
thankfully. Um, oh,
I guess
turn
it's
this off the live stuff. But anyway,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, let's. Well, I'll end it. And you could talk about it. That way you don't